kids. Okay, on this day in film history for August 5th, let's talk about some movies. 1983 is the release of Risky Business. It is the film that puts Tom Cruise on the map. It's his breakout film. Film had a $6.2 million budget, made $63.5 million at the box office. It was the 8th highest grossing film of the year. Old time rock and roll. Everybody knows, even if you haven't seen the film, you've seen it parodied, referenced many times. Sliding in, the glasses, no pants. Risky Business. Let's move on to 1994, the release of something a little bit different, the Little Rascals movie, the adaptation, the movie version of the Our Gang series, directed by Penelope Spheris, Hal Roach's Our Gang. This film had made $67.3 million at the box office. It was the 4th highest grossing film that weekend. Sorry, couldn't read my own writing there for a second. So it debuted as the 4th highest grossing film the weekend it debuted on August 5th. The 3 films in front of it were number three, Clear and Present Danger. So Harrison Ford in the Tom Clancy, he's Jack Ryan, right? Number 2 was The Mask, Jim Carrey, talked about a couple of years ago. 1994 was the year of Jim Carrey. It was number 2 at the box office when Little Rascals came out. And number 1 was Forrest Gump, which was just a monster at the box office. Little Rascals ended up being the 25th highest grossing film domestically of 1994. Box office was different. Let's talk about, we're going back in time now, 1953, the release of From Here to Eternity. Film I've done a video on, directed by Fred Zinnemann, starring people that if I read these names, you might think that this film, if you didn't know any better, was a film noir, because we have Burt Lancaster, Montgomery Clift, Frank Sinatra. This is the film that finally let Frank show his acting chops. We also have Donna Reed and Deborah Kerr. It was, I think, won 8 Oscars, nominated for 13, From Here to Eternity. 1906, let's talk about some births, is the birth of John Huston, director, actor, talked about him many times on this channel. Excuse me, died in 1987. Talked about him in videos for The African Queen, Chinatown, The Maltese Falcon, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Asphalt Jungle, Key Largo. I'm naming a bunch of Humphrey Bogart films. Definitely gets a lot of credit for the look, the style of film noir. John Huston. 1935 is the birth of John Saxon, lesser known John, maybe more well known by genre fans, especially horror fans, mostly in westerns and horror. He died in 2020. He is in Nightmare on Elm Street, Black Christmas, many guest spots on television, long career. And then 1970 is the birth of James Gunn. Of course, the Guardians series with the MCU, but he's also now overseeing the DCU. He's made smaller films earlier in his career. There's Super. He was writer of the Scooby-Doo film. Slither, there's another interesting film. He's always got sort of transformation, bodily transformation is featured, prominent quite a lot in James Gunn's films. Does that mean he's an auteur? Okay, and then now let's talk about some deaths. In 1984 is the death of Richard Burton. Just talked about Elizabeth Taylor in my last video. Married to her twice, tumultuous relationship, some alcohol involved. Of course, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, starring the two of them. Powerhouse performances. He died at 58. I think it was a cerebral hemorrhage. And then one more death in 2000 is the death of Alec Guinness. Most people of a certain age will know him as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Other people will know him for his screen credits, where he was directed by David Lean, Lawrence of Arabia, Bridge on the River Kwai. He's also, I think, was he nominated for an Academy Award for The Lady Killers, the one that the Coens didn't do whatever they did to The Lady Killers with. Anyways, that's it for On This Day in Film History. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe.